Herrerasaurus, Tyrannosaurus, the Gateway map, and many other things have been talked about in the Owl's latest devlog, especially the fact that the Gateway map is now in stress testing. So today we're talking about all of that, so let's just dive into it. I think we all want to know about Tyrannosaurus and what's going on with it again. And we have some news from Brian, who has been working on the dinosaurs animations. Essentially, the full locomotion suite has been done, which is over 114 animations for walking, trotting, running, all the wounded variations for it, and this goes across the different growth stages for Rex as well, which is more than usual, which Brian admitted, and it's probably because the fact that when this dinosaur grows, its body kind of changes a lot. Like, it changes its build pretty much completely with each growth cycle. So yeah, it's quite important to ensure that change is showcased in the movement as well. We also have this image of the Tyrannosaurus as well, and it looks absolutely chunky. It is a huge chungus, and that's the first time I've said chungus in a very long time, but it is a big chungus. What's your thoughts on the Rex? And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about this model preview as well? But yeah, Brian has been working on another dinosaur this month animation wise, and that's Herrerasaurus. So let's have a little talk about that one too. Since we're on the topic of animations, we can talk about Herrerasaurus as well. So let's start off with that. The Herrerasaurus climbing animations have been pretty much boxed off, and by that he means the climbing animation suit or suite, whatever it is, has been boxed off, and that means that is pretty much what needs to be sorted, or is the next focus on what needs to be sorted, because I've got the idea of how they want it to work and all that. Another thing was they've got the dive animation sorted for it, or diving sorted for it, where when you jump off a tree into water, you have a bigger dive, and obviously it's going to cushion your fall, but it's quite interesting to note that as well. But in terms of animations, it looks like Herrerasaurus is now the main focus for Brian, as he said he now has Rex off of his plate, which means more time for Herrerasaurus. We also get this image of Herrerasaurus, which showcases it being able to sit on branches or walk on branches of the trees, very thin branches too, which does indicate these extremely thin branches could be traversable in some way. I wonder if it will be a cut-off point where you might just fall off at a certain point, or if you're able to go to the very end. But I really hope that this resting animations, or these resting animations in general, are the ones for in trees, because it looks absolutely awesome. It kind of just reminds you of a koala or other mammals that live in trees as well. There are other dinosaurs too, and we can talk about them as well. Dilophosaurus and diabloceratops mainly here, but the main focus was from Wedge, who is the sound designer of the game. For Dilophosaurus, Wedge talks about the menacing call for Dilo, its venom mechanic. This is a unique threat and call for envenomation that can be heard before a hallucination initiates its attack. It's a layered shriek with a hissing rumble and a throaty roar, and then he also mentioned some other stuff as well, with low gurgles and other things like that. For Diabloceratops, the suit for grunts, groans, exertions have been created for when the Diabloceratops is locked in a sparring match. There are also sounds for sparring, ramming, being rammed, flipped, being flipped, and trampling. So it means that your dinosaur could be flipped in sparring, which is actually something that's quite fun to note. Additionally, regarding sparring, the Foley sounds have been made for it as well, like a hard knock for the horns clashing as they collide when they ram. And I'm really excited to see these stuff. I really like the sound design in the Owl. I really love the animations in the Owl. I think it's really good. It excels in that stuff. Anyways, in terms of Diabloceratops as well, it now takes, or is planned to take, reduced damage from its head and can use its block ability to reduce that further as well. However, we're going to circle back to Dilophosaurus now by just saying its hallucination system has been finalized, which I think was something that one of the developers shown off in a video, and if I can find it, I'll have it on the screen. I think it was this that was shown off, or how venom works for the Dilophosaurus anyways. The final dinosaur though is Triceratops. Essentially, in the final comments, Kiss and Kitten said that both Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops are slowly lumbering into the spotlight, which is good to hear, as always, regarding those. And to round up dinosaurs, it looks like some dinosaurs may be coming to the stress test soon. And yes, the stress test is currently ongoing. We'll talk about that in a brief moment, but essentially they said this: the new playables are being put through their paces, so they'll be ready for their debut in stress testing at a later time. So it looks like, you know, some of them are getting closer and closer to that phase where they can go into stress testing, but of course we know that stress testing is currently ongoing anyways. The gateway map, the huge new map for the Isle of Evrima, is currently apparently in stress testing, which means the map will now be tested properly for bugs so it can be released as soon as possible, which in my eyes is really good to hear. When do you think the gateway will release? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you think regarding that one, but in terms of stress testing, this could take a month or a little longer or even less, who knows. The whole idea is to ensure that the map is balanced and get user feedback from the stress testers, which they can then utilize and use to make the map better, more balanced, less buggy, iron out all the problems with it, and then boom, that's that. And that is very important to note. Maybe we'll get this map on Halloween. That'll be really cool. There has also been additional work done by the game's lead programmer, which have been this. I'm just going to mention all of them. So firstly, implemented more mutations and fixed a lot of related bugs. The mutations are made in a way that server owners can enable or disable all mutations or enable specific ones and more. They can customize the specific values of the individual mutations, allowing a wider range of customization for community servers. New resting curves were implemented, which is still being balanced, but now the longer you keep resting, the faster your stamina is restored, the same as health and bleed as well. Other balance changes were added, such as stamina affecting damage output and the addition of wounds, which are not visual at the moment, but it lowers your health as well as certain stats such as health regen, stamina regen, damage and more. The Dilophosaurus hallucination system is mostly finalized. We already spoke about this one, but it's just needing to be balanced in terms of its effects. Several members of the team worked together this month to reduce memory usage of the new map, which is the gateway map, especially server side, and it's something that they did manage to reduce by about 50%, which is huge, and that is a really good job by them right there. They have made some tweaks to the migration system, which might be coming with gateway. I'm not sure, maybe that's in stress testing as well. I don't know, but they've also done locational effect improvements and bug fixes, setting up final assets and systems for all new playables, or the new ones that are coming. Sorry, not all, but when I say all new playables, it means Dilo, Herrera, Diablo, maybe Rex and Trike, don't know about them. But yeah, and then other than that, several bug fixes as well, but that's everything. There it is, there's Yao's latest dev blog. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below, and I do want to apologize, very sorry for the really bad lighting in this room at the moment. Bad lighting and of course echo on my mic. This will all be fixed when my new setup is pretty much sorted. The reason why the background is black is because we've opted for a black wall, which obviously I need to tweak anyways to make sure the lighting is better and stuff, but that comes with new lighting that I've got as well. That should remedy that, as well as backlighting, which will make this glow a lot less bad. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about all of this stuff in the comments down below. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.